Hi everybody, it's your boy, David Dunn, hitting you with a brand new video. Hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. I've been a Sonic fan for as long as it's humanly possible to be a Sonic fan. I loved him through the Adventure series, I loved him through Sonic Heroes, I loved him through Shadow the Hedgehog, I loved him through Sonic 06. And whenever they announced that they were doing a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, my initial reaction was excitement, like, oh my god, Sonic is so Then the trailer came out, and I didn't want a Sonic movie at all. People hated this Sonic design. They have trashed it so many times on Twitter, I have lost count. So Paramount did the smartest thing they possibly could do at the face of all this backlash, and just completely scrapped the design. They're like, we get it, we screwed up, we're gonna do it over, don't worry, Sonic will be good, Sonic will be good. And lo and behold, we finally have a new trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog. Supposedly fixed this time, hopefully fixed this time. But before we get into that, let's take a nice, leisurely look at what was so bad about the first trailer. I like the ring effect there. That was one of the few clever moments of this trailer. Oh no, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh! Oh! Oh, it's so bad. I forgot how awful this was. Oh my god. Oh! Oh, that is awful. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna take a nice second here to break down why exactly this design is so terrible. Because several fans disagree over what the exact reason why. They debated whether it's his face or whether it's his hands or his shoes. No, it's none of those things. The hands down worst aspect, the part that kills this design, is specifically his limbs. It's the worst part of his design, hands down. Just look at that, like, oh my god. Is this guy training to race against Usain Bolt? Like, why is his leg so skinny? I feel like if you bulked up his limbs a little bit, like his legs or his arms, make it more symmetrical with the rest of his body, you know, this would not have been as much as a disaster as it was. But the part of the reason why it's so bad is because he looks so skinny. I'm not kidding, he looks awful. The rest of the design is not too bad. I mean, it's not accurate to Sonic at all. People have pointed out how his hands are like actual fur and not gloves like it is in the video game. I'm not that bothered by it. I mean, after all, it is live action. You gotta make some changes somewhere to make it look realistic. And even the face, like the face isn't even that good either. The face, what's so bad about the face, one, again, way too big for the rest of his skinny ass body. Two, his snout looks too short. You look at him right here and he looks like it was just painted blobbed on there. And then the eyes are just, no. The problem is Sonic has very wide eyes, right? You even look at it right here. He has very big, expressive eyes, you know. These look like anime eyes. These are not, this is not Sonic. I know some people have argued that the video game Sonic, he has one eye and two pupils, so it's unrealistic in that sense. I get that, but you could still make it two separate eyes and make it look more game accurate. Like, you could still have two big eyes for Sonic and just not have them connect together like in the video games. It's very simple.
20 minutes ago, an energy surge knocked down power across the entire Pacific Northwest.
They're trying way too hard with this by bringing in the military. I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
Someone who can figure out exactly what we're dealing with.
Oh god.
You're suggesting.
Oh god, I forgot about this.
What the? Are you in charge here? Yes, I am.
No!
I'm
Wrong. I'm in charge.
I don't know if you realize.
I'm sorry, Andrew. What was your name?
Benny.
Nobody cares.
Okay. I know the internet blew up about Sonic, right? Like, everyone blew up about how awful his design looked and how completely starkly different it was to the video game. But to me, that is not the biggest problem in this trailer. Hands down, is not the biggest problem. Because you can always go back and erase a bad design, right? That's not... They've done that before in several movies. From Batman vs. Superman to Star Wars to everything under the sun. You can always fix bad CGI. What you cannot fix is a bad idea. And this is a terrible idea. Let's break this down here nice and slow. First of all, Eggman does not have hair. He doesn't have hair. He doesn't have this pubic hair looking mustache on his upper lip. And, this is the most important part, he is not skinny. Eggman is not skinny. That's why he's called Eggman. What bothers me so much about this, like, one, obviously it's not Eggman. It's about every bit as Eggman as this trailer's Sonic is to Sonic. But what's frustrating is that I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to do the prequel route, right? They're trying to show how Robotnik became Eggman. They're trying to show how he met Sonic, you know, all that stuff, right? But the thing is, Sonic never needed a prequel explaining that. There was never an explanation in the games, and it got along fine. I feel like you could, if you wanted to do a prequel, sure, do something prefacing the Sonic series. Maybe Gerald Robotnik was playing with the Chaos Emeralds, activated Chaos Control, and accidentally sent his grandson as a baby to Sonic's world. I don't know, it's perfectly okay to explore some backstory with these characters, but it doesn't look like this movie is going that route. It looks like the whole movie, Jim Carrey is just gonna be Jim Carrey, and that's so frustrating. Hands down, he is the worst part. Because, again, you can erase bad CGI, you cannot erase a bad idea. And in this case, you cannot erase a bad costume unless you went back and just reshot everything. Which, considering how much money the movie's already done redoing its visual effects, I can't imagine they're gonna go back for reshoots now. I can't. So this is just the non-Eggman we're stuck with for this movie, and that really frustrates me.
SFPD! Meow?
I'm so glad Paul Rudd was not cast in this movie. Yeah, Paul Rudd was slated for the longest time to be the cop in this movie. Granted, I don't remember why he got out. I don't remember if it was because he got too busy with Ant-Man and the Wasp and Avengers Endgame, or if he just looked at the Sonic designs like, screw it, I'm out. But either way, I'm very happy James Marsden took him in his place. He's the perfect C actor to take over this very mediocre role. I'll admit this, the visual effects are good, okay? Like, the visual effects outside of Sonic's design looks good. Like, when he actually rolls into the somersault right about here, that's straight from the game. That looks perfect.
Job is to secure it, neutralize it, see what makes it tick.
Again, Jim Carrey. Not Eggman!
Look at this! I took 9 million steps today.
Okay. I will say this. There's only so much you can show in a trailer. So this small snapshot may not be resembling of the whole movie, but just from that small, like, 15-second clip, just that whole Sonic slowing down time, being like, oh, I took 9 million steps today. That is Sonic, okay? That is absolutely Sonic's personality. Which frustrates me even more, because again, the visual design is not Sonic. So this movie gets some aspects to the character, but God, the design just kills all of it. Oh, but wait, what's this? What's this? Oh my God! It's the real Eggman! So right here, that is Eggman. The goggles, the mustache, the bald head, everything, this is Eggman. Not this Grinch-looking crap at the beginning of the movie. So they know how to do Eggman, they just choose not to do it. Again, I know they're going the prequel route. I know they're specifically showing, oh, how he turns from this to this. But screw all that. You don't need to show how he loses his head. You don't need to show how he grows a mustache. And you don't need to show how he gained weight. Just start the movie with him looking like that and go from there. Anyhow, so that's the first trailer. My thoughts. So the design is terrible, but Paramount has already resolved that they were going to go back and fix it. So I'm not too worried about that. And from what the early screenshots I've seen, it looks like they nailed down the design. What pisses me off about this trailer is Eggman, Jim Carrey. That is the most frustrating part about all of this. Because it wasn't like they just misfired on the design. Like, they got the right design. They got it right there. They just chose to be like, oh, we're going to show you how Dr. Robotnik became Dr. Eggman. Why don't they have some of the characters from the original Sonic games? You're missing some seriously big names here. You're missing Amy. You're missing Knuckles. You're missing Tails. Miles Tails Prower? Where the heck is Tails? Even if you just gut all of the other cast members in the Sonic franchise, Tails is pretty essential. I really can't remember the last Sonic game where Tails was not involved in it in some capacity. That means if this movie ever gets a sequel, which it probably won't, but if it does get a sequel, that's when the new characters are introduced. And that's especially frustrating because I would love to see a Sonic movie with Shadow the Hedgehog in there and with his story in there. I love Sonic Adventure 2. That is hands down one of my favorite Sonic stories in a video game of all time. But since they're delaying revealing all the other characters, you have to build somewhere. You can't just cold turkey it and put Shadow in the sequel if you haven't introduced Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. So those are my thoughts on the original trailer. Now, let's give the new trailer a try.
I'm Sonic, a little ball of super energy in an extremely handsome package. On my planet, people were always after my powers, so I came to yours. It gets a little lonely, but that's okay. I am living my best life on Earth.
I'm 20 seconds in, this is already 1,000 times better! Let me break down a few things here that I love about this. One, holy crow. This design is so much better. His legs are thicker, his head is more proportioned, his shoes are right. That was something I didn't mention earlier. He had the wrong shoes on. And he even has clothes on. Oh my god, this is so perfect. I mean, the eyes are still separate, but they look more they look more like Sonic. They have more Sonic's shape, so that's fine. I'm completely fine with them being separate. That makes sense to me. The fact that they even opened, like they hit you immediately with Green Hill Zone. Like they did not wait at all. They were like, hey, you wanted Sonic? We're hitting you with Sonic. Nostalgia Star.
At the place Sonic. At the Printer's Mount also Sonic.
That's the Green Hill Zone thing.
Wait, don't hurt him.
Okay, that was cool. That was cool.
What? The world's largest rubber band ball? We gotta see it.
No, this is not some fun family road trip.
You're right. It was lame. Gift shop was cool though.
Oh my god. This is so much better than the first trailer. Like, it astounds, it's night and day. It's not even remotely comparable. Everything from this trailer, from the Easter egg references to Sonic's visuals, to his personality, to those snippy little one-liners he makes. This is Sonic. This is Sonic the Hedgehog. This is exactly what I wanted in a live-action Sonic movie. Why didn't they do this the first time? Man, can you imagine what the reaction would have been if this was the first trailer? Like, if they were just like, oh, that first one, throw that out the window. This is the actual first Sonic trailer. Can you imagine the reaction? Can you imagine how much fans would have freaked out over it? Maybe this is all just some really meticulous marketing ploy. Maybe they intentionally made like a legitimately crappy Sonic to begin with, so it would generate that much talk online, so it would be all the much more better whenever they fixed him for the trailer. I still don't like Jim Carrey as Eggman, or Robotnik, I guess. I still don't like him. Like, again, whenever I see the movie, and I am going to see the movie, I'm going to look forward to it with Jim Carrey being the part I'm least looking forward to. I'm essentially walking into this thinking of Jim Carrey's Eggman or Robotnik in the same way that I was expecting Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman. He's that underwhelming. He's that cartoonish, that over the top. I did like this part with the latte though.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk. Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!
that part was clever. I like that part. But no, man, this is such a better trailer. This is such a better trailer. So, a few thoughts on the new trailer. One, Sonic is way, 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 way better in this trailer than he was in the first, both in how he looks and how he acts. He feels like the character from the games. He feels like the guy I loved spinning around all those levels with. I still don't like that Sonic's other friends aren't in the movie. I do feel more confident that they could do them well now that I've seen this new design. I still don't like that they're not in the movie. Maybe they'll have some sort of surprise reveal at the end, but it doesn't seem like it's gearing that way. And I still don't like Jim Carrey's Eggman. That's going to be the part where I'm looking at him like, that's going to be the biggest obstacle this movie has to go through. But yeah, overall, not a bad job, Paramount. You did a very good job. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this movie now. It's not going to be like, oh, I guess I'll go see Sonic. Now it's like, no, I'm going to go see Sonic the Hedgehog. I hope it's good. I legitimately hope it's good. I'm not expecting it to be like groundbreaking. I'm not expecting it to be like Detective Pikachu. But if it's a fun movie, if it's an entertaining movie, and if it has some good nostalgia value to it, and if it has a good throwback to the games, like the classic Genesis games, then yeah, I'll have a good time with this, and I'll look forward to reviewing it. Okay guys, what y'all think? Did you think this was a big step up for Sonic the Hedgehog? Did you like his previous design more than the other? Please don't say that you did. This is so much better. Actually, scrap all of that. If you were a fan of Sonic, what was your favorite Sonic game growing up? And if you're not a fan of Sonic, did this trailer maybe make you a fan? And as always, I'll see you guys at the movies. Catch you soon with Sonic the Hedgehog.